Welcome back to Upfront. 2 years ago, when Governor Evers offered his first state spending plan, Republicans on the Budget Writing Committee put it aside and wrote their own two-year budget. The governor ended up signing that after several dozen partial vetoes. So what should we expect this time around? We're asking Republican Representative Mark Bourne, the Assembly co-chair of the Joint Committee on Finance. Representative, thanks for your time. We have a big week coming up here. And when we talk about the budget, I know that you understand the hot topic really is marijuana going forward. So will you keep recreational or medicinal marijuana in the budget, do you think?
Oh, good morning. Thanks for having me on again, and good to talk about the upcoming budget. And certainly one topic is marijuana. I don't know if it's the hot topic, I guess, for some folks, but certainly this is a good example of, kind of what we encouraged Governor Evers not to do in this budget. And when Howard Marklein, the co-chair of Finance, and I sent him a letter here a couple of weeks ago saying, let's focus on priorities, investments. That's what budgets are supposed to be about, financial decisions. And don't put a lot of big, divisive policy items in there. Policy items like this are better discussed in the legislative process. We should have a bill. We should have public hearings, broad discussion. There's a lot of stakeholders that care about this on both sides. And that's not really the best place to have this sort of discussion is in the budget process, when it should be more about spending priorities and tax policy and things like that. So that's really, I think issues like this should be decided through that legislative process.
So you think even medical would be off the table when it comes to the budget?
Yeah, I just think anything that has a major policy initiative like that, there's been bills in the past. I think there'll be bills again. We should continue those discussions in the legislative process.
Well, when it comes to some other things, I mean, we're starting to hear sort of these little snippets ahead of the governor's budget address Tuesday, including investing more than $600 million in long-term care infrastructure. What's your first reaction to that?
Yeah, I think that, this is something that was a priority for legislative Republicans last time. We made major investments in nursing home and other care providers. So I'm sure there will be interest in our caucus again in making investments in those areas of caretakers and healthcare and folks taking care of our most vulnerable. Exactly what the details will be, that remains to be seen. That's for the budget discussion. And so some of his initiatives might be things that will certainly gain support. We might approach it some different ways, but I think if the theme is that we should be investing in these areas, then I think that, we'll certainly be looking to do that as well, just like we did last time.
Well, and when it comes to Medicaid expansion, you're mentioning last time the governor's trying for this again. You rejected it last time. But considering everything that's happened with COVID-19, does that change this discussion?
No, I don't think COVID-19 changes the discussion on whether or not we need to have a huge expansion of welfare in our medical system or a Medicaid system. I don't think that really changes this discussion at all. It's really just, what do you believe are the best ways to get access to health care for people in Wisconsin? And we've done things in the past to make sure that Wisconsin has great access to health care. And we've been able to do that without approaching it as a welfare expansion, which seems to be the governor's priority on this issue.
And as you know, Democrats wouldn't exactly call it that. But I'm curious, is that another thing then that you would say that's out?
Yeah, I don't think it's likely that we'll see support in the legislature for expansion of that particular welfare program.
When it comes to partisan challenges, I was reading that you said in the past there were partisan challenges with the previous budget. What are you expecting this time around? I mean, I'm not there on the inside like you are, but I'm guessing the relationship between Republicans and the governor hasn't exactly gotten better in 2020.
Well, I mean, there's certainly been some challenges with that, but I think we showed last time that we were able to do a budget, and I'm certainly going to try to approach it the same way again. Last time we crafted a budget that invested in priorities for the state, reduced taxes on the hardworking families and businesses here in Wisconsin, and really put us in a good financial position to be in the position that we're in now with the revenue projections that came out here a few weeks ago. We're much better than people thought they were going to be. The state's in good shape financially coming through this pandemic, actually really good shape considering we've just come working our way through this national pandemic, and we've got a largest rainy day fund in state history. So we will use the same principles and ideas that we used in the last few budgets, and especially in the last one when we worked with Governor Evers to craft a budget that continues to put us in a good shape financially for Wisconsin and invests in priorities that are important to families and folks throughout Wisconsin.
Well, last time you were on the show, I asked you if the committee would throw out the governor's budget and write your own. And at that time, you said it was too soon to tell. But now we're hearing more of what he's putting in his budget. So what do you say now?
Well, it's still a little bit too soon because next Tuesday is when we finally get to see what's all in it. But I think some of the singles we've seen so far, if he's going to have a lot of these big policy things in it, and if he's going to be looking, to increase taxes, which I think he singled this morning, he was rolling out some tax increases. Those are probably not going to be, a way to start a good budget. So we're probably heading more towards the direction that we did last time, where we'll work from a base budget. But we'll still see what the final document is, and if it's something that we can work with, we certainly will.
Okay, well, Representative Bourne, we appreciate your time, and I'm sure we'll be following up after we know even more what is in the governor's budget. Thank you.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Our editorial partner, WisPolitics, will have complete coverage of the governor's budget address Tuesday evening. You'll find that on WisPolitics.com and by following WisPolitics on Twitter. Coming up, Milwaukee and Madison want to become mass vaccination sites. What they need to make that happen. It's coming up next.